The Starry Messenger, Wyndhams Theatre, review. Matthew Broderick excels in Kenneth Lonergans' play. Try Independent Minds free for 1 month. The actors play characters that range from laugh-out-loud funny to twisty, wrong-footing ambivalence. In this year-old Broadway play, Kenneth Lonergan, an American writer, most recently lauded for the magnificently sensitive Manchester by the Sea, sets his sights on the star-spangled canopy of the sky. His aim is to set mark. Said instructor, fell short of becoming a fully fledged astronomer, and his institution is about to be shut and replaced by something more state-of-the-art. A placid. Some theater-goers may be disappointed, given the momentousness of what's at issue here, that the dialogue doesn't vocalize that. So the play, but decisively outweighing the drawbacks, is Lonergan's quirkily profound script, which refuses to settle for the tidy-minded redemption that bad dramatic art goes in for. Significant, English audiences will always have a tendency to judge Broderick by their nostalgic memories of his devil-may-care truanting teenager in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. So they may be shocked. The awkwardly off-stage presence of these teens is one of the reasons I occasionally thought the material would work better as a movie. Mark shouts up that somebody once told A.E. Housman, the scrupulous classics professor and author of A Shropshire Lad, that he was the greatest Latin scholar in Europe. To which he replied, Broderick excels at communicating mountingly significant silences, and the troubled interplay between professional integrity and constitutional self-doubt. Jim Norton is the play's ends in the checkered sorrow of a Pyrrhic victory. Fate has put mark to August 10th. The best in film, music, TV, radio straight to your inbox. The best in film, music, TV, radio straight to your inbox. Register with your social account or to log in. You can find our community guidelines in full. Create a commenting name to join the debate. Create a commenting name to join the debate. Create a commenting name to join the debate. You can find our community guidelines in full. Create a commenting name to join the debate. Create a commenting name to join the debate. Create a commenting name to join the debate. Enter your email to follow new comments on this article. Are you sure you want to submit this vote? Are you sure you want to mark this comment as inappropriate? Are you sure you want to mark this comment as inappropriate? Are you sure you want to delete this comment? Create a commenting name to join the debate. Want to bookmark your favorite articles and stories to read or reference later? Try Independent. Find your bookmarks in your section, under my profile.
Raindrop, truck top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.